This was a game the Broncos fans had waited a decade for.
Our Angeline McCall joins us now after speaking with many of them outside Mile High today. Angeline.
Yeah, gosh, Kim, Phil, it is much snowier and much colder than when the game was going on or even after the game wrapped up. And what a testament, right, to an amazing fan base, loyal fan base to come out in this kind of weather, to an amazing team as well, right, who proved so many people wrong. But just in talking with the fans, of course, they wanted that win. They withstood all of these elements. Some of them told me they couldn't feel their hands, they couldn't feel their face by the end of the game. And even so, they stayed the whole time.
The first emotion was optimism. Hope that began early in the most important game of the season. But what they felt inside the stadium would change by the end of the game and by the time they walked out.
It was hard. It was hard. But I still was rooting for them, hoping for a fumble, maybe interception, maybe something, you know.
This is not the outcome Broncos country wanted.
It was a heartbreaker for sure, but I think if we'd had Bo Nix and maybe a little bit more in the first half, we would have been like the victors today.
Am I sad? A little. Did I expect a tiny bit more? Kind of, but we had fun.
Emotions were all over the place.
I guess it wasn't meant for us this year. Next year we'll get them.
Different ones for the Patriots fans, clearly outnumbered at Mile High Stadium.
It couldn't feel better. I love this. I love this. It couldn't feel better. It couldn't feel better. I love it.
And yet, fans know this was a team critics said would never make it this far.
We won so many nail biters this season and had so much fun. I mean, my little heart's, you know, my tickers got taken a lot of beating probably, but this was just such an epic season. It was so fun to be here and celebrate this with the team.
Fans will tell you, with all the emotions of the day, proud is the one they feel the most.
And we loved it. This was an epic, epic game. We loved every second of it. It was so fun to celebrate our amazing season.
You heard it there. Fans couldn't be more proud. And certainly the theme of the conversation was Bo Nix. A lot of people very reminiscent of, you know, if it just hadn't happened, that injury, that maybe this game would have been different. Can't go back in time, though, can always go forward. So they're hoping for a better chance next year, right? Better luck next year. And there is a next year. So that's something to be happy about and look forward to as well. Kim, Phil.
Yeah, they made so many strides this year against some really difficult circumstances with players that were out for injury here and there. And we saw you interviewing some of those fans while we were out there today. And they all, like, leaving after that kind of loss, were so positive. You could tell people were just like, you know what? This is great.
And
we're
thankful
here.
for a great season, right? Like you talked to a lot of folks out there today who they came out, they were upset, they lost. Nobody likes losing. But what a season and what a fan base.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could take that away from the Broncos or from Broncos country, right? When we talk about, you know, the expectation, this team certainly met the expectation and way, way more. And so I think not only do, you know, Broncos loyals, of course, are always going to feel like, okay, this is the year, but this really did feel like the year. So I think it's just that renewed sense of enthusiasm. And yeah, this wasn't quite the year, but could it be next year, the following year, the year after that? I think a lot of people feel like the possibilities are endless with Bo Nix, and I certainly think people have so much trust in him that, you know, kind of just renewed sense of optimism, like we can actually do it this time.
And those 5 words everybody loves. There's always next year.
Yeah, and you know what? We used to be just thrilled to get to the playoffs.
That's right.
So, all right, thank you, Angeline. Another push of Arctic air made it to the front range in the middle of the AFC Championship. And now that the snow is starting to taper off, we're left with some tricky travel conditions. Drivers are dealing with some slick roads out there. Flyers at DIA are faced with hundreds of cancellations and delays associated with this massive winter storm that's really across the country. Class will start late tomorrow for some students. The Poudre and Thompson school districts will be on a 2-hour delay. So will some schools in Weld County, along with Elizabeth and Kiowa schools. And you can find the full list on 9news.com. Let's turn now to 9 News Weather Impact Team meteorologist Jade Knowles with that frigid forecast.
Yeah, it definitely is cold out there. I know you guys know it firsthand because y'all were out there at the game. But overall, looking at our snow totals, or just snow in general, the snow is finally starting to taper off. Looking outside, you're noticing some dense fog out there. That's going to stick with us until the morning. Let's talk about that fog. It's called radiation fog, and that's whenever those temperatures are so cold at the surface, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Here's some of the ingredients that we need for that radiation fog. Clear skies. Well, we definitely have clear skies. After that system has finally moved out, we're seeing mostly clear skies, but then also calm winds. It was pretty breezy when that front initially came through, but finally we're starting to see those calm winds, and that's the perfect recipe for that fog, and that is the reason why we're seeing that so far. But here's the good news, though. If you've been wondering where's the warm temperatures at, they're quickly returning as we head into tomorrow. 45 degrees, 48 by Tuesday. We're still in that weather impact alert, of course, for the cold temperatures as well as that snow that we did see. But look at some of these temperatures already. 7 degrees at Central Park, 6 at the airport. We're going to break down in detail what we can expect as we head into the next week and when we're finally going to be done with the snow across the entire state.